Aloha, Suns and Waters. So I've been in deep contemplation this morning. I know a lot of people have been looking at me differently lately because I'm not the same person that I was before. A lot of people are saying that I changed, and yes, that is true. I did change. When I first started this tarot channel, it was about bringing awareness to the people, bringing truth to the people, but it was coming from love, but it was also coming from an angry and resentful place, resenting the system, resenting the world leaders, just resenting everything evil. And then something within me had me remember some sort of difficulty I went through and how I knew better to not deliver the same hate. I knew better to not resent and to just love. And this was something that was imprinted in my heart. And I'm listening to this book. I can't remember the title at this time, but I'm listening to the audio version. I'm going to link it below in the comments. And it's basically speaking about everything I've been doing. Like I started off with we're getting everything back that they stole, blah, 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 blah. These people are evil, to sending them love, like our governor, President Biden, Trump, all of them. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to hold hate in my heart for these people because hate doesn't do nothing. It just keeps it coming back to me, right? It's also like the energies of forgiveness is a personal thing because you're releasing self, not that you're releasing the person, but you're releasing self from these bondages. So it's like sending love in these times. I'm no longer coming from an angry, resentful place. I feel like there are stages to this because I remember in some videos, my emotions came out, and that was a good thing because the grief was starting to show because anger is grief's protector. And I noticed that I've just been angry, but it was actually me being really sad, but I wasn't letting it come out. So it came out. Anger was no longer protecting my grief. It was giving my grief an opportunity to feel. All right. So, yes, I mean, I didn't speak it as clearly as I should, but it's pretty basic. Just being love in this time, right? Less doing, more being love. Bless you. Because it comes back to you with whatever is going on in the world, just continuing to be love. So let's see what comes about that. Let's just see what the energy is like. There's so much more that I wanted to say, but I feel like spirit wants me to keep it light. They don't want me to dig too deep into it because, like I said, it's pretty basic, and I feel like if I go too deep, it could get a little confusing for some. But I feel like, the reason why I mentioned that story, because I feel like people may be doing the same thing to you. You changed. You're not who you used to be. I feel like, yeah, that's the vibe. So let's just get a few cards out. The Wheel of Fortune. I know you can't really see it. There you go. Wheel of Fortune. Change, right? Liberation. Freeing oneself. Knowing that the web that gets weaved is by your doing. She's knowing that she's not stuck in this web because she created it. She has the opportunity to get off whenever she feels like it, or stay if this is a beautiful, intricate web in the present moment, right? A definite freedom and liberation is what I'm seeing here. Somebody's freeing themselves from possibly a tangled web that was weaved. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. But somebody's free from that. It's no longer tangled. 10 of coins, Wheel of Fortune, and 10 of coins. I feel like your karmic justice will be an inheritance of some sort. This could even be changing the way you're viewing this inheritance that's coming towards you. Page of Cups. Focusing on the positivity, inheriting your manifestations, inheriting positive vibrations. Red String of Fate. I feel like the energies are really fertile at this time, and it's about impregnating the subconscious mind with love, with seeds of seeds of success, seeds of victory, of honor. 6 of Wands. That success card has been coming up nonstop because all is mind, right? All is mind. Even within career, not resenting anybody, sending them love, not being envious of somebody having more, but sending them love, hoping that they'll get even more. Because whatever you're putting out there comes back to you. So I, myself, had to be really mindful because it was coming from a place of, it seemed like love, but I was still angry. You know, I come from an island that's being illegally occupied by the US military, and it's like it's hard for us to not be angry. But it doesn't do anything, right? It doesn't do anything for us. Absolutely nothing. And I feel like that anger also blocks out good ideas on how to move forward. But sending these people love, because if we're sending them hate, we continue to perpetuate this toxic cycle and nothing changes. So what does what does sending love do? Sending love allows things to be transformed. Your love transforms even the darkest shadows. And I feel like it also puts a lot of dark energies to rest. Yeah, look at that. Six of swords at the bottom of the deck. Moving to calmer waters. Moving past things. Letting go. What's the outcome of this energy, Spirit? So we had 2 of swords that came out as the outcome. 4 of swords at the bottom of the deck would take you right back to 6 of swords. So I feel like it's blocking out anything that could cause you to say the wrong things out of anger, which could then in turn bring about some sort of regrets, wishing that you didn't do it that way. Let's clarify, even though we already clarified it with the bottom of the deck, let's clarify this 2 of swords. What's being blocked out? Ten of Wands and Page of Wands. I feel like it's blocking out the burdens of putting the work in, because it does require work. So whatever works you're putting in to heal the subconscious, it's like blocking out feeling that it is hard work, blocking out the feelings that it's a burden, because you're no longer going to be who you once was. And that may seem like a burden to you, maybe even to others around you, but it's not. It's not a burden. It just may be confusing at this time. Maybe during this healing, the mind could be continuing to play tricks, trying to get you to look at it from a lower state of consciousness. Yeah, trying to get you to look at it from a lower state of consciousness. Seven of Swords. And there's that shadow energy again. And the Knight of Coins. So I feel like this slow and steady energy. But I do feel like there's people around you that are watching you move forward. And they really don't like it, because I feel like they benefited off of that angry person you used to be. Maybe you partook in their, in whatever was a lower state of consciousness with these people, or even with these darker energies, right? Just energies. Okay. Yeah, the Devil, you see? I was just going to say that new levels, new devils, when you reach this new level of consciousness, they're going to come around, especially because Mercury's in retrograde. They're going to keep coming around and try to tempt you into falling back in your toxic ways. Why? Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords tried to stay in, but it flipped back out. Tempt you into your toxic ways. So these ways could have been Queen of Swords. Someone who remembers every time somebody fucked them over. Someone that doesn't really forgive. They hold on to it. Possibly because they're still in this energy. And that's the only way you guys got along, related. This could be like trauma bonding. So they want you to stay in that energy, but you're coming out of it. I just heard this. People gets off when you're hating with them. Seven of Cups. Confusion. Choices. But this is also contemplation. You deciding what you want to do. Not letting anyone make that decision for you. All right, let's definitely close this off. I stayed longer than I planned to. The Tower. Choosing to allow that old way of doing things to crumble and fall, right? That's that major upheaval. All right, but the only difference this time with this Tower is it's going to be now built off of a firm foundation, built off of love, right? This is a change in perspective, a change in, or collapse of all old faulty foundations. And I feel like a lot of the foundations were still trying to be built off hate, resentment, feeling like, I don't know, I just feel that energies of hate still in the air, but love conquers all. All right, I love you all. Aloha.